Hi everyone, welcome back to Beyond the Data Naps with CJ. Thank you for returning and listening to me today. I haven't gave anything away about today's subject and I'll dive right into it in a minute. Firstly, I really want to thank all my new subscribers. That's awesome. I really appreciate the comments and the feedback because this only gets better. I only get better with you guys getting involved and giving me feedback, good or bad, that's fine. Also, I wanted to raise that last week I had some feedback which said we didn't really get to know you, Cherie, and I was like, that's fine. I hear you. I was very clear that this wasn't my favorite subject to talk about me, but I feel that getting listener questions and answering them would probably work better. So please, if you've got any questions and you want to get to know me better, whack it in the comments, send me a DM through one of the social platforms. I'm on all of them. Okay. I want to start off by, with regards to this subject and what I'm talking about today, I want to start off with a really clear message that this is, sorry, I'm just realizing this could be picking up something. Right. I really wanted to start off with this subject by saying that there's no right and wrong here, and I guess it's going to be quite a negative episode, but at the same time, I think it's good for us to all understand where we are and be aware of what is to come, and also choose where you want to be on this. So the subject today is all about AI, and in particular, AI boyfriend and girlfriends. So AI romance, robot romance, and whether we as humans are at risk here. Now, for anyone that has been following the show from the beginning, when it was with the radio show, would have noted that in April, I actually did a AI takeover in dating episode, and we highlighted how AI is now integrated into your dating apps, and you can get it to help you answer questions and prompt your profile and choose better photos. So what's different with this episode is it's so much bigger and deeper, and it's going into AI companions and humanoids and the real rise of human robots in relationships. So for anyone that doesn't want to know, please get off now. I'm going to be throwing you some stats and talking to you about stuff that I'm learning and have learned. And please know I have been following this for years because I love and the human relationships and how we treat others, but also how we treat, I was observing how people treat Google and Alexa and Siri, and how that does actually define us as humans. And so when I heard from Fresh and Fit's Myron Gaines, his take and his predictions 10 months ago, and he's said it before, but 10 months ago, he posted a couple of videos where he highlighted the rise and possible future for AI girlfriend and boyfriends. And I really took note and started digging into this. So it's a big one. I'm going to try and smash this all out in like half an hour, so I won't keep you too long. I have been told as well that if you listen to me on 1.5, I do definitely don't sound like a hamster. So please do that as well. However, I really do feel that it's something we need to talk about, hence me in front of you now. Okay. I'm going to start off quite hard with this. Myron Gaines' quote is that we're all cooked. And after sitting back and observing what's going on, especially the last couple of weeks, with AI and artificial intelligence and large language models, I had to sit back and just check everything. And then I also saw that Stephen Bartlett of Diary of a CEO literally did an episode on AI and dropped it yesterday. So it seems that everyone's in this discussion at the moment because we're seeing we're seeing stats and we're seeing studies and we're seeing evidence showing that maybe we need to educate ourselves on AI more. That's a key message. I think that AI is a brilliant tool, but it needs to be used correctly. And when he said that we're cooked, he's basing that on his experience in the red pill world and the manosphere world of men not feeling satisfied in dating and romance. And we don't need to, I don't need to repeat to you how dire it is out there and how bad the situation's got, that the conversation of AI companion, of course, is going to come up. So I was like, we need to talk about this and I need to raise awareness. So Myron, 10 months ago, posted a couple of videos. And he actually said he predicted around 20 to 30 years before it's completely normalized of having AI companions, or humanoids as they will be called. In the comments of that video and in my own belief, this is going to happen a lot sooner. And in the comments, they were saying on average, I was looking through, it's around 5 years. And this is like men saying this. There's a few women as well. And I think it's going to be a lot sooner. And I think that for many reasons, and we'll go through it. And yeah, I'm worried. And I think this is why I wanted to talk about it and be here to help and answer questions and guide in any way I can for us to be able to use this tool effectively and without creating long-term damage to human society and humans as we see it. And I know this sounds extreme to people that maybe are not really aware of AI and what's actually happening and how reliant humans are using it for emotional everything, emotional, a friend, a partner, a therapist. So we're already there. So it had to be talked about. Okay. The way I saw it, and it was quoted, it was perfection in an overnight delivery. And as soon as it gets to a crisis point, there's going to be a green light on these models being put out to the mainstream media and public. They're already out there, but from a mainstream point, the sex bots or humanoids or whatever we want to call them are here. And it's just waiting for a green light from whatever government official to run with this. And with more singles than ever before, and loneliness rates through the roof, and both males and females on more medication to calm their anxiety and depression than ever before, we can see why the conversation's growing and the concern in certain science and behavioral scientists and people who are here to help are raising concern about the takeover in AI. So yeah, we also are seeing a decline in birth rates and marriage rates. And again, no shocker, we can see it. We see it all the time. We see it whether we're talking to friends and family, whether we're scrolling online, our co-workers. Everyone's having a bit of a dire time right now, and that naturally does impact the marriage rates and birth rates. Okay, I thought what best to give you some buzzwords just in case, and they're for future reference. I love giving buzzwords to people to help them understand, and so if they hear it, they don't feel so novice and idiot, like an idiot, because I have to search these things myself. Okay, so humanoid partner, robots designed to mimic physical intimacy and companionship. Okay, so humanoid, I think, is the word they're going to be running with for these to come out. Synthetic love, emotional connection with non-humans, algorithmic intimacy, so letting machines learn how to love you back, digital harem, people juggling multiple AI companions at the same time. insane. I can't even deal one human. And the intimacy singularity. Now, this is the moment robots become more satisfying partners than humans. Okay, the intimacy singularity. The moment robots become more satisfying partners than humans. There's a word. There's words for what is happening. Okay. And if there is any more buzzwords, please drop them in the comments, because the only way that we are all going to be able to manage this and work with it is by understanding it. So if there's any of my AI geeks out there, please drop them in the comments. We need to learn and we need to know these things. Okay. So I thought that I'd break this show down into different segments. 1, the seduction of them. 2, the red flags. And 3, future. And I'm still going to include the am I the AL at the end. So please, don't worry, it's not gone. And as I said, I want to smash this out in half an hour and give you as much as I can. And then I'm around. Okay. So let's jump into it. What's so good about having an AI boyfriend or girlfriend? Because despite the red pill world screaming it's going to be all men that most men are going to want these dolls, bots, or humanoids, I really do believe there's going to be a real market for women as well, and them having the opportunity to have the most perfect made up man that not only listens to them, does everything for them, is perfect. So I aim this at both sexes. I'm not in one camp. I think and believe that both sexes are going to jump on this, and Myron isn't wrong in saying that this is going to be normal. So let's jump into it. So AI boyfriend and girlfriends already have millions of users worldwide already. So a lot of people are already having intimate, deep, emotional relationships with AI on their phone already. There's humanoids. I told you the word, that's what they're going to call them. Humanoid-like dolls, so Real Doll X and Harmony AI are physical robots marketed as partners. Also, I'm aware that Grok just dropped Annie, or different versions of a romantic partner. The one I saw on Diary of a CEO was an anime character. You can feed her what you want, or him. So they're there. We are here. They're out. And what's the appeal? Everyone, like people I speak to around me, I'm like, sure, I want date a bot. And there's a camp that would, and it's really interesting. And of course, what's the appeal? You've got no rejection, total control, instant validation, and always available. The dopamine is going to be going off. It's perfection, as I said, in an overnight delivery. We've also got this, and I was advised to hammer this phrase to you, customized intimacy at a cost of authenticity. And that is a buzzword in itself the last couple of years, so it will be interesting to see that divide. Also, let's not forget, just going back to why there is a massive appeal for these humanoids to appear in our life and then become normal, is they never argue unless you choose it to. It never cheats because it's completely loyal to you, and never leaves dishes in the sink. I'm aiming this at both sexes to hammer home. And I don't think I need to constantly back up with stats, because we know we can take stats as and when, and we know we can find stuff to back up what we believe. However, because this is such a new subject, I don't know if you've noticed, but there's so much content being pumped out about AI right now, because we're seeing the millions of users daily. We're seeing it grow on everything from Gemini to Grok to chat, and we've jumped on it. Okay, so 16% of singles have already tried AI romance, and Gen Z, 1 in 3. So that's our younger generations. it worries me because there's a it worries me that we're so easily it's so easily accepted to love a machine or a robot, whatever we want to label it, not human. And it goes back to even in my childhood where I had a Tamagotchi, and I read something about the Tamagotchi effect, and it was like, whoa, I need to learn about this. And I'm going to read it out so I don't misinterpret it. However, I'm sure for anyone that grew up in the 90s and had a Tamagotchi, we loved it. We were so bonded to it. My mum had to feed it while I was at school. She had to greet me with my Tamagotchi. And when he blew up because I overfed him, I was devastated. I was devastated. So the fact that there is a actual term, the Tamagotchi effect, refers to the emotional bond that people form with machines, robots, or software, particularly those who exhibit human-like behavior or mimic animal characteristics. So this is something going back to like 2000s, that we have that tendency that we can do this as humans. So all of this, you can see why if we were to green light right now on these bots coming out, we can see why there's a seduction. And let's not forget, loneliness rates in both sexes, suicide rates, obviously more in men. The fact that in 2020, OnlyFans blew up. So that sexual market was obvious to everyone that there is a gap. And I fully believe that that gap is and is continuing to be filled, and not just with men. Okay, let's jump into the red flags of why robot love, or the red flags of robot love. I have to relax. It's my favorite subject. I love AI. I've used AI since 2020. However, it's also since using it and testing it and being a part of the journey since free, chat GPT free, I was like, oh my gosh, this is going to be dire for us humans. This could really be the end of us, as silly as that sounds. So let's go into the red flags. So practicing love with machines makes real relationships too messy. And if you've got someone that's so agreeable and does what you want and it just ticks all the boxes, the desire to go then and deal with a actual human who has emotions and not tuned to be so agreeable and be your best friend and be your partner, whatever else. I can see why people are much preferring to lock themselves at home with their AI, because we as humans are full of BS. And I go on about this all the time. Our human behaviors that have become normal, and not just in dating, have made it really difficult for people to want to be a part of the human race. And if someone has this AI, they're not going to leave. And that scares me. Data harvesting, so intimate details fed into corporate servers, who they own your love life. They will own your love life. They already do. Blurring reality. So AI relationships, they will feel real. But they will also lack that reciprocation that you get from a human. So it's like love without risk isn't love, it's a loop. I like that. Love without risk isn't love, it's a loop. I do wonder like how that's going to be, and the ethical side of this. So will AI companions replace marriages, or will they just fill the gap for people who've given up on humans? Get in the comments, let me know. As I said to you, there's so much study and social experiments, and including like from universities, and pulling people together and checking their their well-being and their differences from using AI to using just them and their brain. There's so much study going on, and the stuff I'm seeing is shocking. So I'm going to share it with you because sharing is caring. A New York Post poll of Gen Zers born 1997 to 2012 found a staggering 83% of people believe they could form a meaningful relationship with an AI chatbot. 83% of our younger generation that, are or are not producing children believe they could form. They already are sold on the idea of it. And as mentioned, Diary of the CEO, the brain genius on there did a study, and it did actually show heavy use of AI and the emotional support it gives you. They link to lower mental health when used excessively. And excessively, I'm going to assume daily, or again, excessively, what's your definition there? I'd say daily. So that was my red flags. I think that it's going to be accepted, it's going to be used again, and kind of like feeding into like the future here. And this has changed for me, this episode, so many times, purely because I knew about Myron saying it and 10 months ago, pinned it, watched all these people around me, my neighbors, using AI now, and thinking, oh gosh, okay, we really need to talk about it because we're going to get sucked in. And what does the future look like? And I watched a video, and it was from Manosphere World Daily, I think they're called. I do enjoy it because I like seeing, again, different points of views and how they view it. And this video that I watched on the weekend really sat with me, and it really wanted me to like sit with, what does the future hold? If as soon as we get this green light, what's going to happen? So I've put humans versus humanoids, the dating dilemma. Picture the near future, singles choosing between rejection on Tinder versus affection on demand from a humanoid. There's no brainer. We're already seeing I see every day, whether that's in my comments or in real life, that people are done with dating apps, and we're done with bad attitudes and bad behaviors. So if you can just get affection on tap, that's yours. It's going to happen. Then we've got, and I really want to raise this because, again, I'm trying to be realistic. I'm also not trying to fearmonger you, because that's not the plan. It was more about, if I give you all this information, you can then choose to use AI to the best of its ability and your ability, and you can grow with it and you can have a healthy relationship. So just going back to the takeover of humanoids, so social fallout, decline in birth rates, more than what we see. I think the UK are on 1.6 at the moment. Again, never been this low. So decline in birth rates, less social skills, because why would you? You've got someone that's there. You don't need to talk to other humans. We've got an increase in isolation. So again, why would you leave the house? And I thought, let's really hammer home what this will mean. Dating apps, gone. Wedding industry, gone. Divorce lawyers, not needed. Dating coaches, we're obsolete, we're gone. Therapists, gone. Holiday industry, possibly destroyed, because you're just going to stay at home, surely. These, the green light on this is going to impact so much of society and world. And it's like, okay, let's think about this. Will we really do this? Will we really just let, and it be normal that we have AI walking around as our partners in like 20 years' time? And then it got me thinking, history is repeating itself. We were unaccepting of cars at the beginning, from, horses to cars. We were unaccepting of Netflix from blockbusters. We were unaccepting of the smartphone from the phone box. And there was this period where there's like uproar and we don't accept it and we judge it. And then there's a period of, okay, we can see the benefits. And then there's a period of, it's accepted. And this is what Myron was saying, that 20, 30 year where we feel in the comments. And I personally feel it's going to be a heck of a lot sooner. So people have gone from complaining about smartphones to sleeping with them on their pillow. And it just shows you that we as humans do like that convenience and that instant fix. And it scares me. It scares me. There is going to be two camps always on this. And the video that I watched on Manosphere Daily called it AI loyalists and then purists. And that really sat with me. I think we will go into two camps eventually. And then also, I don't know if anyone's seen this, but China recently, in the last couple of days, a Chinese company have pretty much got the all but go on synthetic wounds with AI. So we've got bodies, we've got the AI brains, and I do worry that we're here. We're hitting it. We're hitting it. Okay. Glimmer, hope. Something good, CJ. Something good. So psychological studies show that frequent users of companion chatbots tend to have a lower well-being, especially when they lean heavily on self-disclosure and lack strong human social support. So, on a glimmer of hope, other research indicates that well-designed AI can reduce loneliness compared to the real human interaction, at least in short term. What this means is that we all know how brilliant AI is. It's fantastic. The fact that we can have an hour task shortened to 2 seconds is brilliant. And in education, in every industry, it's going to improve, and it has already improved our lives. But then horror films are not completely wrong. And maybe it isn't about AI taking over us. It's about us letting AI take over. And I thought that if I could give you some stuff and thoughts and concerns, and then also advise you to use AI like you would your friend, but also make sure that you are having outside in real life interactions as well, and making sure you're getting outside. If I'm going to continue talking about this, I'll do another episode, but I thought if I could hammer home how serious this is getting, and once that green light goes, we have no control of what's going to happen. They are going to sell. The market is going to be insane. We can manage it. I really do believe we can manage it. Okay. But I am going to be a purist, just FYI. I'm going to jump into Am I the A-hole and end the show. And again, I really hope that all this information hasn't scared the life out of you. I really hope you're seeing it as just someone that has seen how powerful and intelligent and clever and useful AI is for us humans, but at the same time to manage our relationships with it. And I believe we can do that because I've been doing that for 4 years. So why can I do it and other people can't? I do believe we can all have healthier relationship with it if you know how to use the tool correctly. Okay, am I the a-hole? Let's go. I, 29 male, set up my dating profile with AI enhanced photos. Nothing crazy, just cleaned up skin, whiter teeth, and slightly sharper jawline. I've been getting way more matches than before, but when I meet women in real life, some say I don't look the same. My mates think I'm a catfish, but I see it as just using the tools available. Am I the a-hole for using AI filters to improve myself online? Okay, so you're not a-holes for using a tool that you are offered and given and advised to take. However, you have to understand you're catfishing. This would be the same for a woman if she was a different size on her photos to when you met. It's exactly the same. You have misled someone on how you look. So yes, a-hole. Next. My boyfriend, 34 male. Oh gosh, I just read this. My boyfriend, and this is going to be normal. So I'm reading these out, and this will be normal in like a couple of years. My boyfriend, 34, admitted he pays for an AI girlfriend app when I'm busy or stressed. Because she's always sweet and never argues. He swears it's harmless and helps him cope, but I feel betrayed. He says I'm overreacting because it's just code. Am I the a-hole for considering this emotional cheating? This is going to be a really big conversation. I personally feel like you're not the a-hole for considering this emotional cheating, because he is literally going to another source because she's sweet and never argue. Oh my gosh, yes, it's emotionally cheating, and we are going to have a bigger conversation on this, please. Oh my gosh, one more and I'm done. We're good. I 27 female found out my ex has been using AI voice cloning to leave fake voicemails on my phone, pretending to be me, saying embarrassing things. He thinks it's a joke. I'm considering reporting him to the police, but some friends say I'm being dramatic. Am I the asshole for not just blocking him and moving on? No, you're not the a-hole. That is not funny. AI, we don't trust anything anymore because we're like, is that AI? No, you're not. Move on. Like, if you've expressed that that's not funny to you, and please stop it, and he's not listening, then yeah, move on. Guys, it has been an episode. Okay, and the episode on AI and the conversation of AI is only going to grow, and I'm not going to stop talking about it or learning about it or studying it. So please, come back, drop in comments, get involved, and we can learn together how to use this safely. And if you are going to be a purist, then I'm no doubt going to have an agency full of purists. That's what's going to be the end goal, isn't it? However, saying all this, I also will not judge you if you choose that that's the path you want to go down. I cannot judge or comment on anyone's choices on what they do with their life. All I can do is try and, advise a healthier version of AI for you, and a relationship that works for everyone. So please, the real lesson here is it isn't just the dating scene and relationships that are falling apart now. We have AI partners to contend with. So I wonder if that will snap all our behaviors, bang our heads together, in sense that both sexes are at risk of a AI partner taking their human. So will we behave better as a result? I don't know. Guys, it's been a pleasure, as always. Thank you for joining me on Beyond the Dating Apps with CJ. I'll see you next week.